face and scratch my hair and flex and everything doesn't work.
Hey,
To a
Andrew, is
fidget
your phone
spinner.
turned off?
What?
I have one,
Is your
but I
phone
don't want
turned
to use it.
down? Turn your phone down.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everybody turn your phone
Silence that
down. Turn
bitch.
your phone down. God damn it.
All right.
Be quiet, cellular device.
Oh my god. How are you guys doing tonight?
Better. All
only
the
got
fucking
45 minutes
technical
to do it.
difficulties.
Angry.
All right. Everybody shut up. Let's do this. Woo!
Damn it. Fucking every time. I don't hear anything.
Welcome into the Nerded Up Podcast. Oh shit. Do you have a countdown?
Shh. It's my favorite part. It's my favorite part. It's my favorite part of the whole thing, and somehow you guys ruin it every time.
Have you even started it? I can't hear shit.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
You can't hear anything at all?
No, I don't hear an intro.
What?
I don't hear an intro.
It should be playing.
I've been
It's
looking
not.
forward to this music all week.
But it's playing in my ears. Well,
Sure. We'll see what
that's
happens.
interesting. It played for me, and hopefully it played over the stream. Whatever. You don't get the intro. You know what? That's it. No, y'all don't get the intro tonight. Y'all don't get the intro tonight because you interrupted the best part of the intro. So there's
the
that.
non-existent one?
It was no. It existed. It existed. I heard it. It's not my fault that you didn't hear it.
Okay.
Losers. You go get your computers working.
I love you.
Welcome into the Nerd. Shh. Shut up, Gary. Shut up. Gary, shut up. Welcome into the Nerded Up Podcast. I am Josh Beard, at Josh Beard Radio on Twitter. I am joined by, as always, Andrew Van Wart. Wave to everybody, Andrew. No, that's not a wave. That's creepy. Also, Carrie at Carrie Hot Ice on Twitter. Oh, yeah, Andrew's at Dear Warhog on Twitter. And then we've got our friend Stefan, the newest member of the Nerded Up Podcast. He will be a regular from now on because he was just so damn good last time. But he's not on Twitter. Actually, he is on Twitter, but like his Twitter was stolen by terrorists, so like he's probably on a watch list somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah.
when you have at halal, it's kind of the problem.
Yeah.
I couldn't read it anymore.
How are you guys feeling today? I want to know how everybody's feeling after the beginning of E3, because that's all we're going to talk about tonight. It's going to be E3. We're going to talk about EA Play yesterday, and the Microsoft E3 briefing today, which I thought was wildly underwhelming. You can find us at facebook.com/nerdedupod. You can find us at nerdedupod on Twitter. We're on iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, all those things. You can look us up, Nerded Up, on YouTube. We're on there too. I take all of our live videos and I put them up on there so you can go back and watch the catalog of the things that we've done. All 9 of the episodes that we've done.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think we've only done like 5 or 6 of videos. So we only have like 5 episodes on there. Whatever. Anyway. How are you guys
Watch
feeling?
'em.
How are you guys feeling today?
I feel good.
That's
A lot more excited.
why you're more excited now.
Well, yeah. Our last show, I was talking about how E3 looked like it was going to be disappointed, or just pure disappointment.
Yeah.
It looks good now that we're like in the middle of it. There's a lot more than I expected there was going to be.
Okay.
Like what expound on that. What did you see that you were not expecting?
Microsoft kind of coming out of the gate with just a lot of game lineups. Some games that I was kind of mildly interested in, they kind of like rejuvenated. I've always been a Crackdown fan, and throwing in Terry Crews into Crackdown 3 seems fantastic.
Yes.
That was a great move. I can agree with that. I thought Terry Crews just makes anything better. What's the Brooklyn Nine-Nine is, I think, one of the better shows on TV right now, and he's hilarious in that show. So anything where you throw Terry Crews into the mix, it's gonna be great. So there were some things that I like. Okay, we'll dive into it just immediately. There were some things that I liked about the Microsoft press conference, but whenever we did our E3 preview, I talked about some of the things that I really wanted to see, and one of those was augmented reality. That they didn't do anything with that, and I was a little disappointed with that. like putting the entire weight of their press briefing solely on the backs of some random exclusives that I probably won't play 90% of, I thought was a bad move by them. But there were some good things. I mean, we saw Assassin's Creed, we saw Anthem. I think getting PlayerUnknown's Battleground as an Xbox exclusive for console is huge. If nothing else, they did that, and that game is so good. And I think a lot of people are going to continue to jump on that bandwagon, especially when they come into console. And being able to say, "Hey, we're the only console that has that game," that's huge for them. But I don't know.
So I think they oversteered a little bit, because a lot of the complaints were, you guys didn't do enough games, and they were like,
Right.
Not enough games, you say?
Right.
Here's a fuck ton of games. We don't even care if you
Exclusive.
know about them or care about them, but we're going to show all of them.
Exclusive. All
And I
the
thought that was
exclusive.
great. I thought that was great personally.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty decent as far as it goes.
I mean, I was impressed by the hardware. I'm super stoked about the least creatively named console they've ever come out with. But I mean, it looks powerful as hell. I mean, the fucking racing games. Why they keep making racing games? I have no.
I play them and they're fun.
Are
Eat a
you
dick.
serious? Like the
No.
only time racing games were fun is when you went to an arcade and got to actually like sit in the car and like do all that shit. But now
They
like,
look
it's pretty much
good.
just like Mario Kart on steroids, and
The
it's just.
cars drive amazing. The set pieces are great.
But see,
I
you know what
love
else drives
cars.
amazing? My actual car. Like just fucking go outside and drive your car.
I
I
will say
can't
this,
take my car to Abu Dhabi and drive around.
and that specific Abu Dhabi scene.
Who
My
would want
wife,
to do that. Sorry.
that's fine. My wife was watching the conference with me, and she saw the Abu Dhabi scene, and she was unsure if that was actually in-game footage or if that was real, because they had the two racers talking, and
Yeah.
she was like, "Is that footage?" And I was like, "That's no, you're getting into some good territory there, at least graphically."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like beautiful graphics, but it's still a fucking racing game. Sorry. I'm just.
Okay, so with the racing games and the graphics that they show, like, do you come out of the gate with that? Like, is it still? It bothered me that they came out of the gate debuting. Oh, we got this. Look at this Porsche that nobody's ever seen before. You know, here you got the Porsche now. Everybody gonna be happy with our Scorpio, aka the X. It's like, why do you come out of the gate with that? I'm Phil Spencer. I'm like, he's a genius. Phil Spencer's a genius, and he's made a lot of great decisions for that company. But I'm pretty sure he's somewhere on the spectrum.
Look,
And
the
I just don't. I
Turn
don't think
10
he'd come out of the gate with a racing game.
Yeah.
Turn 10 and Xbox have always had a very close relationship. They get the hardware right more than anyone else.
That's true.
And as far as exclusives go, Forza is the king of racers. So if you want something that's a huge exclusive and very graphically challenging, that's the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to come out of the gate and showcase the power of an upgraded console, you're going to come out with your most graphically intensive game.
I mean,
And
how
Forza
much
has
power
always
does it
looked
take?
beautiful.
How
Right.
much
Yeah,
power
that's
does
fair.
it take for all of those cars, all of the aspects and graphics that are on those cars with the tracks in the surrounding area at once, and to play as fast as that? Come on.
And little itty raindrops.
And raindrops. Fucking rain.
I just don't care, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't. I don't care. I don't want that to be the first thing you come out with. Show me that at some point. I'm completely fine if it's the second thing. But
If I want to
I'd
see
rather-
pretty shit, I'll go to the museum, but I'll be just about as entertained with the fucking museum as I will be with a fucking racing game.
I
Losers.
would
Go
have
outside.
rather them come out with Assassin's Creed first. Or I know you got to leave it off with something awesome, and I love the fact that they did Anthem at the end. But if you start your briefing off with Anthem, it gets everybody so hyped for the rest of the time. It's like, let's get them all the way up to level 100, so like everything else seems a little bit better. If they would have walked in and Anthem was the first thing that they was like, here's Xbox One X, Xbox One X, like Andrew said earlier, Xbox One X, the most original name we've ever come up with, and then you show them Anthem on it. That would have killed, and then you show the racing game afterwards, and then that just perpetuates it. And then I would have been more willing to sit there and go through all of these random ass exclusives that I don't give a shit about for the next 2 hours.
Here's the fun game. Here's the pretty game. I mean, like,
Right.
I don't know. I
Correct
feel
me
like
if I'm
the-
wrong. is Anthem a console exclusive? I don't
No.
think it is, right?
It's not a
No, it's
console
not
exclusive.
exclusive.
No.
That's why they're not going to come out of the gate with it.
Yeah.
You're going to come out with your
Yeah.
console exclusives.
It just bothers me. Can't it just bother me without you guys naysaying? Jesus.
See, I know, like
We're
we're the
not-
naysayers this
Give you the
episode.
mindset
It's
they were-
fucking crazy.
Yeah, this is
I feel
weird.
like
The
we've
rules are
switched.
the rules are it's like fuck Microsoft and fuck Xbox and fuck cars and fuck tires.
Just because they didn't have exactly what you wanted.
They didn't.
Yeah,
I don't even
I'm
like
crazy.
racing games.
We could
Yeah,
see Elder
that's-
Scrolls at 11. You never know.
Okay, listen, yeah. Bethesda, if another Elder Scrolls is going to be announced, which it probably
It's
will,
Starfield.
if it is, it's going to be during the Bethesda briefing right after our show.
Starfield and a new Wolfenstein.
Shut up. Oh, new Wolfenstein is so bad. I don't like those games. I don't like those games at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I love Duke
let's
Nukem.
do top 3 likes, or we'll do top 3 likes, and then we'll go to top 3 dislikes. But we'll do the top 3 likes, the 3 things that you thought were the best that you saw in the Microsoft press briefing. By the way, if you're watching us right now on Facebook, on Phantom, thank you so much. We're broadcasting live on Phantom right now, Facebook's only live sports network. Please keep watching us and share it to all your friends so they can hear all these sweet hot takes that we've got. Okay, Carrie, let's start with you. What were the top 3 things that you saw during the press briefing for Xbox and Microsoft that were your favorite?
Okay. Number 3, probably the showing off of the hardware, going in depth with the engineering specs. I like that, and then showing the size. I was kind of blown away by that, actually. Like, here's how powerful it is, and it's smaller than the Xbox One S.
Mhm.
That's pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no, I'll agree with you on that. I thought that was phenomenal.
And then let's see. And I'm gonna go with 2 on these, Metro and Anthem. Seeing those like just graphically on the screen and all the shit you can do, because I love the Metro games. I've played all of those. Looking forward to a new game by Bioware. Those both looked really good. I really want to get my hands on those. And then the best part by far was the Shadow of War gameplay with that fucking orc troll, whatever he was. Just
what
like
was his name? Was it Braz or Braz?
Bruce is a name here. Ain't he was hilarious.
If you find him, make sure I'm the one to pop his head off. Like I just want that guy to follow me around the entire game. Listen, let's go drink a mug of ale, and then we're gonna go kill some other fucking orcs. Okay,
I want him as my
I'll follow
buddy.
the Bright Lord forever.
Co-op buddy. That's what I want.
Yeah, I don't need any of you guys. I just need Braz or Braz or whatever the hell his name was. I love Bruce. Was it Bruce? We'll dive into Shadow of War real quick before we move on. Just a few things, like, because I like what we saw from the Nemesis system, because if they took the Nemesis system, which what the Nemesis system was before is if you encounter a guy and you don't kill him, he comes back smarter and he knows how you fight. He has different things about him, and he comes back better. And you have to fight him. It's gonna be a harder fight than the first time. They also
he gets his own montage and everything.
Yeah, they randomly generate mobs for you. Like I've said with Shadow of Mordor, it's the completionist nightmare because it randomly generates mob after mob after mob after mob, and it sucks. But it's still a great game. But what it seems like they've done in the gameplay that we saw today, where with the Nemesis system, is if you beat a guy but you don't finish him off, like the guy came back with like metal implants and shit, and had a chain that he was whipping out at people, and they actually hunt you down now. It's not if you come across them again randomly within the what's the place, the Mordor itself. It's that guy actually hunted the character down and found him because he wanted to get revenge. That's a phenomenal addition to an already great Nemesis system.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that.
Characters now hold grudges. That's
yeah,
pretty cool.
It's awesome. All right, Stefan, what are your top 3 things?
I'll have to go with number 3, just the Xbox One X. I'm really excited for that. I think the design is really smart going with liquid cooling, and that's what made the system so small, just basically pulling all the fans out. But I'm also really excited to see the catastrophic failures that are going to come out of that. Because I think this is the first time, like, in a home
Houses burning
consumer
down
item.
and shit.
Yeah, like this is the first time we've had a general consumer tech that's got liquid cooling in it, I think. So who's gonna mess this up? Who's gonna drop something on the console? And oops, we spilled something else. So I'm excited to see what kind of Red Ring style nonsense we get there.
Yeah.
To the indie games, just all the indie games in general. I love Ori and the Blind Forest. That was a fantastic game on Xbox already. So a sequel is like a big deal to me.
What
Some
a
of the other ones are
depressing way to present it, though.
Yeah.
It's a really
God.
depressing game.
I never
It's
played the first one, but I feel like I have. That one at least looked interesting, so I feel like I have to play that one.
Hey guys, remember all this hype? Here's something that'll make you want to kill yourself. Whee!
The ending of Titanic was cheerier, to be honest.
It's pretty much like it's the montage and Up. You're like, oh, thank you, Disney. Now I want to fucking kill myself. Thank you so much.
Okay,
And-
what was the last thing?
Number one is going to sound a little silly, but original Xbox backwards compatibility.
That's not
Bringing
silly
it
at all.
was out of
That's-
nowhere.
People were going apeshit over that. Like that got the biggest response out of the audience that was in there.
I can't think of any original Xbox games that I would want to see, that I would want to play.
Fable.
Fable would be a
Fable's a
great
good
one.
one.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
For me,
Psychonauts?
Psychonauts would be a great one, and that's I feel like that would have been the
Yes.
first one that Carrie would say is Psychonauts. For me, it's the Punisher game, the old original Xbox Punisher game where you could like jam somebody's head into a window and shove the glass down on their face. It was crazy. It was one of the most grotesque games I've ever played, but it was just a blast. I loved it. So for me, it'd be the Punisher. Hey, if you're watching us on Facebook right now, you're listening to us, let us know. Our friend Pinder on Facebook says especially fuck tires, because I said fuck tires when we were talking about the stupid Forza game. Yeah, fuck tires. Thank you, Pinder. Thank you for backing me up on that. But if you're watching
is this Goodyear or Michelin? Oh
Yeah.
wow, so great.
but the Goodyear's a little bit faster, but the Michelin has better traction. If you're watching us on Facebook, let us know what you thought about the E3 press conference if you watched it. If you only saw little highlights of it, tell us what you're excited about, what you're not excited about, what you love, what you hated. All right, Andrew, what are the things that you saw that you liked? I know you didn't get to watch a lot of it because you had to work today, but from what you saw, what do you think you're the most excited about?
Well, most excited. I'm kind of a hardware junkie, so I'm super stoked about the Xbox One X. I think that's just going to be strong as fuck. I remember hearing that people have created supercomputers using like just chaining together a whole bunch of PS3s. I would love to see do something like that with the One X, man, because that's going to be pretty fucking powerful. I think Anthem is going to be kick ass. It does pretty much look like Halo and James Cameron's Pandora, from what I've seen, but it still looks really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shadows of Mordor, I think is going to be pretty fucking sweet.
I'm having a tough time. So the three things that I think Anthem. Well, I'll do what you guys did. I'll start from number 3 and then go to number 1. So number 3. To be honest, like I heard teraflops and whatever, but until I actually get the console, I play it and people can actually. I'm not as excited about the Xbox One X I'm not as excited as I should be probably, and as other people are. So that's not going to be in my top 3. So number three for me, I think is going to be Assassin's Creed. I've never been that big of an Assassin's Creed guy. I've never been super. Oh yeah, I've liked them. But I've never been like, oh, I can't wait to play the next Assassin's Creed. It's not a franchise that I've just fallen in love with. I've liked some of them. I've got some better than others. But
I just want to know what they can do with an extra year to actually make it good.
Well, from what we saw during the press conference today, they've added some like different types of like some different gameplay style into it. They've got an eagle that you can fly around like a drone, like in Ghost Recon Wildlands. Carrie and I were wondering if you could make the eagle shit on people. I think that'd be really interesting. Yeah, I hope so. And then it's got Stefan's favorite thing where you jump in the air and then slow-mo bow and arrow somebody in the chest, which is obviously what needs to be there because that's the best. It's the best action shot you could have in any movie or video game. But this looks like a game that maybe it's just because this one moment where he's fighting the two guys with the little sickle sword and the shield, but it's almost like it's Assassin's Creed meets Dark Souls a little bit. And so it looks.
It's Arkham Knight Egypt is what it looks
like.
Yeah,
it looks interesting. So I'm excited about this one. This is the first time I've been excited. For the most part, I'm like, oh, Assassin's Creed is out. I guess I'll play it. It's fine. I've never pre-ordered one. I've never had to go to a midnight release for one. So,
well,
this one might have to change.
Gameplay looked great. The graphics. I guess graphics wise, the gameplay graphics were fantastic. But watching that intro, like the cutscene, it was like watching the old. I felt like I was playing Tomb Raider for the first time. The graphics on that were really fucked up. So I'm hoping that that's something that will be improved. I hope it looks as good as Forza. Is really what I'm hoping. I hope they'll showcase that.
Well, as long as you got sweet Michelin tires, then Assassin's Creed is going to be awesome.
No, you want the Arizonans.
What I think might be really interesting about the Assassin's Creed, though, is I don't know if you guys noticed, there's no mini map, at least not in what they showed.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so that's like a pretty big deal. It gives a little bit more exploration-y feel, and not just like, oh look, here's a dot, go to dot. You know?
Yeah. Go parkour a pyramid. Figure it out, asshole.
Assassin's Creed just signed a 6-year deal with.
How do you parkour a pyramid? It's pretty much just a giant fucking slide. You know,
here's a new Assassin's Creed Porsche. I want to climb pyramids. That's the only thing I want to do. I'm still talking about Forza and Assassin's Creed mashups. Shut up. I like climbing a pyramid and sliding down it like a slide. That's all I want to do. I want to climb every pyramid that game has to offer. But Assassin's Creed is my number 3. Go ahead.
All right, small tangent. Remember, like they always have those like little tiny
small tangent
dungeons?
To your small tangent. Do we ever have a small tangent?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
How Assassin's Creed usually has like those little like tombs or dungeons or whatever they have. Like, how much shit can you have in fucking ancient Egypt?
You can have a lot of shit in ancient Egypt. They probably had like shit all over the place.
Hope so. Anyway,
like actual literal shit. Like not just stuff. I'm talking about just shit, literally
like
in the streets.
Evil shit.
Yeah, just constant streams of shit.
This is pre-aqueduct time, so there's just really going to be shit lying all over the place.
Just people shitting everywhere.
Yeah, just lots and lots of it.
All right, so
speaking of number 2.
Yeah, speaking of number 2. I didn't even better than that. That was a great transition. I should let you take over the show now, Carrie. So for my number 2, I said this. I talked about this a little bit earlier, but getting Unknown's Battleground as an Xbox exclusive and having that come to Xbox, I'm so excited about that. That game, I've been playing it on Steam on the PC, and my computer can mostly run it. I have to lay prone for like the first 25 to 30 seconds while things render, but after that, it runs pretty smoothly. But being able to play that on, if I'm playing that on my Xbox One X and everything, it's running it's the 6. I can't get over the term teraflops. I just want to if I'm playing Forza on my teraflops, but with PUBG,
thinking of bunnies.
With PlayerUnknown's Battleground running on Xbox One X, you won't have any problems with it. And essentially, if you don't know what this game is, the PlayerUnknown's Battleground is you have 100 people. And a C-130 drops them onto an island, and you have to be the last one alive. Or I think you could be the last group alive or whatever, if you go with a group or if you go with a party or whatever. But you run to random places on this island, and you go to different buildings, and you try to find guns and ammo and gear and food and med kits and stuff. And as the game progresses, the play area gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and you have to survive in that area. And I think
how long do you have for a session, or is it unlimited until someone wins?
It's unlimited until there's one person left. But the way they do that is, so this island is massive at first, but then they're like, all right, you have 5 minutes to get to this area, or else if you don't make it to that area in 5 minutes, this blue circle closes down, and everybody outside of that blue circle takes damage, and you don't stop taking damage until you hit there, so you could die outside of the zone.
The game master in the capital starts trying to off people.
Yeah. And so every few minutes, the game, it gets smaller, smaller, and smaller until you have this tiny space where everybody's just going to destroy each other, and everybody knows where everybody is. And I got down the farthest I've gotten is I think it was final 3. And I was like, nobody sees me by this tree. And then it's just like, I'm like, fuck. But it's such a fun game. I think this game could be huge for Xbox. I'm really, really excited about it. I can't wait for it to drop. They said later this year. I don't know that they gave a time frame on it, but I'm guessing probably like October, something like that. We'll see the port over. They might try to do a beta first. So who knows? But the number one thing I'm excited about is Anthem. That's hands down 100%. Whenever I saw that gameplay footage, I mean, Carrie said it before jokingly while we were watching it, but it really does look like BioWare's answer to Destiny. And when I was watching the stream on Mixer, and like I saw a couple of times, like, oh look, Destiny 3, but it kind of looks like that. And what to me, it looks like BioWare's like, all right, what else has EA done that's been really successful? Well, people like Titanfall, but people also like Destiny. So how can we make a Titanfall / Destiny-esque type game? And that's what Anthem looks like to me. And it looked beautiful. The gameplay footage that we saw was just, it was stunning. Whenever the part of the gameplay, if you watch it, the part where they go under the water and you see all like the lights underwater, I thought was phenomenal. And then when the Ranger suit shoots all those crazy ass missiles and just blows everything up, it's great. Yeah, I cannot wait for that game. And that's the thing is E3. I just wanted E3 to get me excited about games, and I guess I can't be too down on Xbox, which it's not an Xbox exclusive. It's EA, it's Bioware. But the fact that EA and Bioware have said, okay, we're busting this game out on the Xbox One X. That's going to be the console that we're mainly going to push with this. That's big for Microsoft because this game could be one that rivals Destiny for console players. Right. So that's my top 3.
So speaking of EA. Let's talk about that EA Play conference. Because I'm really curious to hear what you have to say.
Tell us, Josh.
Battlefront 2 may not be as bad as I thought.
I fucking knew it.
I'm getting sucked in. You know what? I don't want to say
shit. You would choke.
I thought we could go the entire freaking show without talking about this stupid ass thing. It looks interesting. You know what? It probably is.
It's gonna be so good.
Stop doing that to me, Andrew. Don't.
It's gonna be so good.
Shut your whore mouth. It looked good.
God.
The gameplay looked good, but you know what? I'll be like, my emotions tell me, oh my God, it looks beautiful. It's Star Wars. It has to be great because I want it to be great. But logically, they probably showed the most beautiful thing they could show. And then we're gonna get into the game, and I'm gonna try to shoot somebody in the fucking head, and I'm gonna have the crosshairs aimed right on their fucking forehead, and it's gonna shoot off to the fucking right, and I'm gonna throw my controller down, and then my wife's gonna yell at me for cursing at the TV, and it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be another waste of money. So it looked better than I thought, but I'm incredibly cautiously optimistic. I don't even know that I would say optimistic about it, but it looked it looked all right.
That was the whole problem with the first one.
Yeah, it looked good. It looked good, and then
oh my God, it looks so good. We played it, and it's fucking garbage.
It's kind of like an abusive spouse. Like you know they really love you, but you're just waiting for the other shoe to fall. Like, is he drinking again? Like, it looks really good.
Stefan,
it looks
I
really
need to
good.
know. Are you with me or against me?
It's looking like what the first one should have been. I was always a big Battlefront fan back even like the PS2 days.
Battlefront PS2 was
I am mildly optimistic, but I still hold my excitement until it's actually in my hands. Because I didn't like some of the stuff that they did the first one, like the hero upgrade just being random spawns that some asshole would just run to before you and be like, "Haha, I get to be Obi-Wan!" Like,
I hated that.
It's hopefully they do a little bit more like player reward system. I hate to say kill streaks, but let's just say kill streaks.
I hate to say this, but they need to have it.
Why don't they just do like a Star Wars mod with Battlefield 1? Because that's all we fucking want.
Fantastic.
That's exactly, I hope that's all they do. Like that, I don't know why they need to make some like crazy ass like reward system or item system where you have to run over it, and then you have an AT-AT that you can't even control, and it just kind of walks along, you shoot people, but it's still the most powerful thing in the game, like to the degree. I just want it to be essentially Battlefield with a Star Wars skin.
I mean,
I
they
hope
did
it
say
is.
DICE had like free reign on it this time. They weren't as constrained, so
Good.
and they're doing
good.
like free like everything or something, like all
Good.
DLC. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, see, that'd
We'll
be
see how
great. I hope they do that. I don't know. I agree with Stefan. I think I'm right there. I think I'm right there with you, Aura. I'm kind of cautious. I'm mostly cautiously optimistic about it, and it kind of looks like, what it should have been in the first place. It looks like they're like, let's take it back to what Battlefield was in the old days. We have all these different types of characters that you can play. I like the fact that they added Naboo in. I don't know why. Like maybe I feel like I can make episode 1 better by playing this game.
Do we get to slaughter Gungans?
So
Yeah,
Yes.
that is
Oh my
exactly
God.
what they need.
I'll do that.
that'd be amazing.
Well, that
Um,
and there's just the trade embargoes really add a lot to.
Yeah.
But then, what about the Jar Jar Binks hero upgrade? Who wants that?
No.
Do I?
Oh,
I
I
got
do.
Jar Jar.
I'll play Jar Jar Binks. Are you kidding me? Martial arts Jar Jar.
All you can
all
do
right,
is
so-
just run into shit and like just destroy everything with your horrible.
I will say Janina Gavankar is like just phenomenally attractive. I had to say that.
Yeah,
Who?
nah. That's okay.
What?
Moving on now. What was one thing
Shut
that
up.
you didn't like? Okay, and I completely forgot about the EA Play conference, but there just wasn't a lot that happened there. It's like they came out, Madden looked kind of cool. It looks like they're adding a story mode to Madden, whatever. They've got FIFA and basketball that's not as good as the other basketball game, whatever. Don't care. Battlefront 2 looked all right. We'll see. I want to play it. I want to play a beta before I really buy it or believe that it might be good. And then there is Anthem, and we've talked about Anthem. Anthem looks so great. But what's one thing that you saw between the two conferences, or one thing that happened between the two conferences that just irks you? I have two things. We'll do two things because I have two things that just bother me. And we'll start with you, Andrew.
Oh fuck! I did not see that conference, so I'm gonna have to pass on this one.
All right, Stefan, you. Two things that bothered you.
Two things. One that really jumps out at me.
Two things. Do you have like 10?
No. We're gonna go with the first one that just really jumps out. I'm really tired of that. We're us getting like multiplayer gameplay trailers, and these fake conversations that the players are having between each other.
Yeah.
Oh, you better get Kim in here. He needs the XP. Oh,
Thanks,
sweet
Paul.
loot, bro. Like,
Paul, you
I'm
ready
just
to
tired.
go?
Mortar?
Paul, look, you got a mortar on your back. Yeah, I got it this weekend.
Thanks, Kim. Yeah.
Tired of these combos.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
get it.
tired of the along the same vein, the other thing, the Darwin project that was announced looks like a fantastic game. Hated
about
the way it was presented with this esports commentator. Like, oh, is he gonna go into the window? Nope, never mind. He's gonna go out those. Oh, he's got a shield.
But-
Who wants that?
But viewers that can fuck with the players, yes.
Yes, perfect.
Let's dive into the Darwin project real fast because I completely forgot about that. Andrew did not get to see the trailer for the Darwin project or the presentation of the Darwin project. So essentially, what the Darwin project is it's like it's an arena of people trying to kill each other, and the viewing audience has the ability to give the people playing like shields or power ups or something. They can fuck with the people in the middle of the game,
Okay,
and
seriously.
it looks awesome.
Developers need to stop fucking reading the Hunger Games. Because I'm serious. Like, you've got the game you were just talking about where it's like the arena, and now it's like, now you can like send the tributes shit. Like, seriously, like just drop the Hunger Games motif going on. Like, if they throw a
Battle
fucking
Royale did it
cornucopia
first.
in there, I'm just, yeah, I'm leaving.
I think Carrie and I watched the entire E3 or the entire Microsoft press briefing together, and much to his chagrin, I had to scream at a whole bunch of cool stuff. One of the things that I screamed at was the Darwin project. Whenever I had both kids watching this press briefing with me, and then whenever they saw like the guy wipe blood off his hands, Emery covered her eyes and ran out of the room. My 8-year-old, and Keaton's still sitting there watching it like, whoa, this is awesome.
Taking notes.
But so whenever we saw like when the esports commentator guy just absolutely irritated me. But whenever you see like it looks like fast-paced action. There's a lot of people there. You can craft stuff. There's like this whole this whole complicated system, and it takes a lot of strategy to try to win or stay alive in the game. And then you see that those players I just lost it. I just screamed, I'm like, oh my God. Two things I screamed about the loudest was, I think, the Darwin Project, and then the fact that Minecraft is going to have cross-play across all platforms. I was way more excited about that than I should have been. But that means I can play on the Xbox while the kids play on the Nintendo Switch. Leave me alone. Don't shake your head at me, Stefan.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But the Darwin Project. So what thoughts? I want thoughts from Stefan and Carrie real fast on the Darwin Project.
I'm looking forward to it. I just want to be able to fuck with people.
What?
I like games that can kill things.
You just want to watch it just to fuck with people?
Yeah.
No, okay.
That's all I do in my life.
All right, Stefan, what do you think about that? What do you think about the element of it?
I love arena-based games, and I think getting the audience into it is an interesting take. I can't say that we've seen that before, or at least very often. So I'm interested to see how it's going to pan out, and how if this game tries to go the esports route, will that play into the esports scene? Which I could see being ridiculous, because you have, like, let's say League of Legends, famous players that people love in League of Legends. Imagine giving those players a random shield out of nowhere at, let's say, Worlds. So I'm interested if they try to take that into the esports scene like they have the commentator.
Hopefully.
I mean, because then you could have just like an overpowered, like you have a super fan base and a very good team that would be entirely unstoppable.
Here he comes out. He's got 1 million followers on Twitch. He's unbeatable.
You could stop that by being like, okay, well, you can only get like one power up, or maybe like people vote on it or something like that, but you can only get one power up every like 5 minutes or something like that. Like there's ways to like to bottleneck that and stop that from being that much of a deciding factor. But it does stand to reason to think that, like, if one person has a following and another person doesn't, the person with the following, even just one time of getting a shield could completely screw everything up. But I think it's definitely an interesting wrinkle. It's gonna be a fun game to check out. And you know what? The watching it kind of reminded me of There's an arena game that Stefan and I played. It's a really cartoony, fast-paced arena shooter. No, not Paladins. It's similar to Paladins, but what's the other one we played?
Gigantic.
No, not Battleborn. Gigantic. It reminded me of, like, watching that kind of reminded me of watching Gigantic. Just the art style and the pace of play of the game. It really, really reminded me of that. So I think that's interesting looking. All right, Carrie, something that you hated. What's one thing you hated?
I was pretty intrigued about A Way Out. That game actually looked really fun, and then apparently it's going to be local co-op only. Like, that's the only way you can play the game.
I hate that. I didn't realize that, and then you brought that up, and that kills me that it's only going to be local co-op.
2017, goddammit.
Yeah.
But local co-op's now a really big trend for a lot of the indie games, and I think it's just from an ease of designing the game perspective, where they don't have to come up with netcode or anything like that. So I kind of expect to see that in indie games now.
Well, and it's local. It's the whole, I don't know. Is it local? Are those is that organic? I don't know. It seems like they're pandering to hipsters. They're like, this game is really organic. It's really grown. Its name is college. Like, okay. Like,
we only used foraged mushrooms.
The one good
we
thing
don't
is
have
that
to deal with Republicans. It's super cool.
the one good thing is that Andrew can come over and we can play A Way Out together. But we can't play it all as
I don't have anybody to fucking play with.
Yeah,
I can't play that game with my 9-year-old.
Yeah, you can. Why not?
There's other people with
like
electronics.
prison.
Listen, whoa,
drugs and murder.
She doesn't know this. Like, it's not a real guard. Just have her shank the guard while you're digging a tunnel. It's fine. It's completely fine. You got to teach her life lessons at some point. Right, exactly. Yeah. Or you have her dig the tunnel. I just wouldn't trust a 9-year-old to dig a tunnel.
If they do not have Morgan Freeman do at least some narrating, then they will be wasting a golden opportunity.
I have to mention the night maps for Battlefield 1 real fast. Those look fucking great.
Yeah, they do. I was watching the gameplay that had one team that had Stone Mountain 64 and the other team, I think it was Darkness's team. And there was one guy on Darkness's team, Muggsy, that Mugs, it just went on this crazy sniping. It made me want to play Battlefield on PC and never play that game on console ever again. Because watching the way he twitch snipes, it was one of the coolest things I've ever. There was like a 5-minute stretch where they're supposed to be talking about these brand new night maps and the gameplay and everything. And they're just they couldn't help themselves but like, oh my god, he hit another one. Oh my god, he sniped another one. Mugs did it again. And he's just wrecking people. But the cool thing about that was that moment of him doing awesome on those maps made those maps so much cooler to me. Instead of them just saying, oh, and you got like the trench kit where you can just be a trench raider and then you can club people. But like seeing somebody actively kick ass on that map was way cooler. Then there's one guy that got one of the tanks stuck in the trench, kept killing people, and had to like drive through the trenches and fucking find a way to drive the shit out. Those maps look great. It made me want to play Battlefield again, honestly. But
I'm there, man. I still play whenever you want to.
I'll play it. We'll pick it back up. Stefan and I will pick it back up and start playing again. Hey, I'm sorry. We're still addicted to Smite, man. Every time I get on an Xbox, anytime I ever think about another game, somehow I end up on Smite. It's not my fault, okay? It's that damn Arena Gods game. All right. So the one thing that I hated, I guess the only thing that I hated really about the press conference that there was no augmented reality. But I hated it enough that it ruined the entire press briefing for me. I wanted to see something. What was it? It was 2 years ago that they did the augmented reality for Minecraft. They're like, HoloLens, Microsoft HoloLens. It's going to be the next big innovation. And we haven't seen shit from it since. And I want to see more augmented reality shit. Even if it's just stupid bull. Like, it doesn't have to be something that's like, you don't have to put Shadow of War right in front of me on my desk. But like something where it's like, here's a menu or something. You can access your inventory from this thing on your table with HoloLens. Like if you just did something like that, or just show me something. I wanted to see something cool, and I didn't.
I'm getting a big dropped HoloLens vibe from like the rumors and not seeing anything at the conference. I think it might just be a drop thing.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like VR, it seems every time they've tried to bring VR, even in the past, it's always been just a giant fucking letdown. But I think with augmented reality, it's not straight up VR, right? I mean, you actually get to interact with your environment. You can take it pretty much anywhere. And so I don't know. I feel like augmented reality is being put in the same boat as like VR. And I don't know. I think that's a sad misunderstanding of what they're trying to do. Augmented reality is. I mean, just the HoloLens was fucking awesome compared to like the Oculus and all that other dumb shit.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I 100% agree with that because the just even them demonstrating it with a game, which I like Minecraft. I don't play it as much as I used to, but it's still a game that I enjoy with my kids. But them showing the HoloLens on, and I know virtual reality, it's like they're talking about VR Skyrim, which I mean, how many times can you redo a Skyrim before I get tired of it? They're talking about Fallout 4 VR, but I want to see something different. For it to be lumped in with virtual reality, where it's like, oh, well, we've got VR, why do we need augmented reality? It's like it's not like 1 and 1A. These are two completely separate things that could be completely viable on their own because not everybody wants to do VR. I think for me, for the most part, VR kind of makes me sick to my stomach. I played the Smash Out game on VR whenever I had the Samsung Gear VR, and that made me sick to my stomach just going, oh god, and just shooting marbles at glass. Like it's like, oh. It's like I really wish the wife would have taken a video of me just being an idiot on the couch going, God, oh god. And then at the end of it, like I played it for like 20 minutes and I got done like, oh, I want to throw up. But anyway, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and end the show here. We're not gonna do our final thoughts because I think the Bethesda press briefing starts in like 2 minutes, and I'm not missing this one. Prediction for the Bethesda press briefing real fast. Go, Steph, go.
Skyrim meets Space Rim.
Space Rim.
It's called Starfield.
Andrew,
Same
go.
thing.
No Elder Scrolls.
I hate you so much.
No Elder Scrolls.
Carrie, go.
Probably expanding that Fallout mobile game, whatever it was, Fallout Shelters, and a new Wolfenstein.
My prediction
Skyrim
is
Shelters.
Fallout Skyrim. Fallout 4 Skyrim edition. My prediction is that they're going to have You know, I have no predictions. I just hope the rumors that we heard are true. Like, I'm going to say I want there to be another Elder Scrolls. There's not going to be, and then I'm just going to cry myself to sleep tonight and we're wondering why they're not going to have that. The rumors that we heard is like Star Shield, that's going to be announced. The other one is cool is that they might have a deal in place with HBO to do a Game of Thrones RPG. So you'd have like Elder Scrolls-esque Game of Thrones game, which would be cool, but we'll see if that happens. But anyway, thank you so much for watching us on Facebook, on Phantom, Facebook's only live sports network. You can find us on facebook.com/nerdedupod. You can find us at nerdedupod. On Twitter, I am Josh Beard. He is Andrew Van Wart, Carrie Craig, and our friend Stefan. All four of us, we make the Nerded Up podcast. Thank you so much for watching us, and we will catch you next week. We might try to do a stream while we watch the Bethesda press conference, but I don't know if we're going to do it. So look for us on facebook.com/nerded up on our Facebook page, and maybe we'll try to do it on there. See you guys later.
Bye.